up, dude?
Two legends here in one microphone. How the hell are you?
I don't know. The legend was that fucking those instructions teaching me how to click OK. I got it on the phone. I've never had Zoom on the iPhone, so
Ate like half of Chinese food, so
is that what
yeah,
they do over there in Arizona or what?
yeah, it is, dude. It's hot as hell over here, so we gotta. Well, I don't know how that would make sense eating a ton of food out here.
Yeah,
Not
let's
gonna
burn some calories.
do what?
Burn some calories out there. You got to eat more.
Well, that wouldn't have been a good idea to eat all that though when we were in Yuma for WPI.
No shit, dude. No, no, no.
Uh, what's so funny is people out here when I talk about Yuma or like when they talk about Yuma out here, Yuma's seen kind of like the I don't want to say like the Jacksonville, but it's kind of the what would be like the Michigan equivalent, kind of like Flint or Detroit in a way. Like it's seen as very like crime ridden over here. Like it's like our back.
Ja- Jacksonville? Like, are you saying Jacksonville, North Carolina?
Yeah, okay, maybe I'm getting. No, I thought I said Detroit or Flint. That's what I.
No, you said Jacksonville, but are you meaning like in comparison with those two?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I'm kind of forgetting my words here. Yeah, it's so funny because Yuma out here, when I talk to people from Arizona, they say it's like they don't like going there because it's like ridden with crime, and it's like that city's
Yeah.
so crazy and all that.
I mean, I don't really have that over here. I mean, Detroit, I've only been to Detroit a few times, so I can't really speak for the people. But
Yeah, in Michigan
I
or you?
mean, so I'm towards Michigan area, probably so if you draw, north, south, east, west, straight east of Lake Michigan, I'm probably 30 minutes.
Okay.
Um, no, I would. Jacksonville's a whole different story, dude. From where I'm at and from where I'm from, I mean, I guess you could say there's similarities with Jacksonville, but
Uh-huh.
dude, Jacksonville, Camp Lejeune, all that shit that's just different, dude. I mean, I'm from Michigan, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you got to think like North Carolina and stuff like that. I mean, different people down there and different cultures, and like that's just how shit works.
hmm,
Up here, it's just different. Flint and all that stuff. I guess you could compare similarities.
uh-huh.
Um, I really don't know. I'm not from there. I've never been. I've actually never been to Flint, so I don't know.
But I mean, I'm sure we
J-
could get, yeah, just based off the water crisis we hear about every 3 years from there.
Dude, I honestly, man, I don't even want to talk about the water crisis. I have no idea what it's about. It's funny because it's like I'm from Michigan. I don't know. I have no idea. You don't hear about it. You hear about it around the world. You hear about it
Oh,
like on Netflix and shit, but you don't hear about like I don't know about it here, you
yeah.
know, which is kind of funny to me, how crazy the politics are nowadays, but it is what it is.
Dude, remember when we got on that call for like 10, 15 minutes and I told you about I could tell you're back in Michigan because of your accent?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna ask you about that on here. I
Bro,
was gonna ask you what made you think that. You know what I mean? Because I'm humored by that. I like to know how I sound to different people. You know what I mean? Like not different people. I mean like from people from other states and stuff like that.
yeah,
Because we were down in North Carolina and nobody ever said that to me at all.
yeah,
We kind of all talk the same. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, like like it never happened like when we were in North Carolina. And I think that was just because we were all like around each other and you're in the South. So it's like you kind of just like assimilate there. But like,
Yeah.
and I think part of it's because like my dad's half the family's from Michigan. So like and I'm very good with like hearing like dialects and stuff. So I hear it. And like, since you're out, you're talking a bit more like calm and more. I'm not to say you weren't like calm and collected then, but like you're more, I guess, like yourself. Now
Yeah.
you're talking like slower, and I noticed especially you keep saying, you know,
like
a lot.
like
It's like,
a like hey man. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get you on that. I think you know what I think. I think the big part of it is not being in the Marine Corps anymore.
mhm,
You know, like you can kind of just you start to evolve back into yourself
yeah,
you were before. You know, if you did 4 years, you go in being the guy that you want to be, then you come out and you want to be the guy that you were before.
mhm,
I think that's kind of like because like you just said, kind of more calm and stuff like that.
mhm.
I think that's who I was before. I don't think I was the guy that
Yeah, I was
you
gonna,
wouldn't even recognize me now. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
It's kind of the same thought process, I guess. It's different guy in, and then you were before when you weren't in.
yeah.
Not
No,
an easy transition, but it's pretty cool.
I was gonna ask, who have you seen anyone else since you've been out? Like all the original gang, like Dutcher or Baker, or whoever else is like near you?
No, no, I have not. Um,
Have you seen anybody?
no. Me, Barang, Brady, and Williams went to Nashville for New Year's,
Okay,
and I that's the last time I have seen anybody.
all right.
Um, I haven't seen. I don't know about Baker. He's just that wild little animal dude that just fucking just does his own shit. I don't know. I haven't talked to him since I've gotten out. I have talked to these guys. I've talked to Dutcher,
Yeah,
talked to Barang and Brady and Williams. Man, he's a hard dude. He's a hard dude to talk to. You got him on your Snapchat or your Facebook or all this bullshit. Like you could talk to him, but he probably not going to respond. You know what I mean? He's just one of those dudes. He's from Alabama. And
yeah.
that's what I always knew about him. He's just quiet dude, and that's cool to me. But other than that, no. A couple of years, no, I haven't seen anybody.
Damn. I mean, how have you been holding up just in general? I mean, I know this is kind of like public-y, but I mean, just like how have you like handled the transition? Just being back in life, like how's it been?
Dude, I mean, it's been all right. You know how like they always talk about getting out and shit like that.
Mhm.
I never realized. I would say right when I got out, it was kind of normal at first. Like it was just kind of like in the Marine Corps, you just do shit. You just
Yeah,
you just do it, and you just get over it, and this, and this, and you don't think about it. Getting out was kind of like that. It was kind of like, okay, well, this is the next step that I just got to do.
yeah,
When I chose to get out, and it just was kind of normal at first. You go home and you do this shit, but then after that, honestly, I started drinking a little bit because I didn't have a job.
yeah,
I didn't. And I kind of carried those drinking habits out of the Marine Corps because, I mean, a lot of dudes drank and all that shit and had fun.
hmm,
But it kind of started to go down that weird path. And, I got a job.
I just want you to know that if I were to take a shot for every time you said I probably would be hammered right now. I'm having like a little giggle in my head ever since I brought
Dude,
that
I,
up.
I say it, I say it a lot, man. I do. But you get out and kind of me, it was easy at first. Started to kind of take the toll.
Hmm.
I got a job, the same job that I have now, and the hardest part was to people
Yeah, to talk with people.
to just say regular shit, you know?
Hmm.
Because when I got out, I went back to my parents' house, and I was fortunate enough to have the ability to be there
Yeah.
and find a job. I was fortunate enough for that, and I found a job, and just the regular day of people at work, it was people are more calm. They really don't care what the person in charge of them has to say.
Yeah.
After a while, you start to get to know people that think that way,
Hmm.
and that's just how people are. You like me, it's like you got to be there earlier, 15 minutes early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to these guys, it's like 5 minutes or on dot
Hmm.
or late, and it like drives me nuts, dude. It's like, what do you mean you're late? So it took a minute to get used to.
You want to cut to the Philippines story, or just I don't know. Were we doing anything specific in that picture that you had?
I can't remember. I love the picture a lot. I have that saved. Um, but I can't remember. The only thing I remember from it is I was sitting there. It was one of those moments where it's kind of like just dumb, and it got even worse.
Yeah.
For the reason it was that storm. It was like a monsoon that came through, and in the picture, it's Noah Brady's trying to tape down the window flap on the fucking tent, and then if you look at the picture on the right side is Big Vaughn, Griff von Schmidtau, the big ass dude he was.
Shout out to Vaughn.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Shout out to Big Vaughn. But the rain was coming through that flap, kind of like this moment where it was like stuff just couldn't get any shittier than what it was because it was so damn hot out, and it
Hmm.
was so like you just wanted to hang out and relax, and then this fucking monsoon comes in, dude. And was which was a blessing in disguise because we were there for a couple weeks and you couldn't shower. Like they had the cargo crate, where the fuck you want to call them, like with showers in it, like they did at um over in Arizona.
Yeah.
But we never showered in that shit. So when this monsoon came through and this rain hit, dude, we were all running around outside with fucking shampoo bottles, just squirting on each other, just showering in it. And it was the first moment I realized, I was like, dude, this is like it's crazy. You could be here wearing this uniform and have all this gear and shit, but you can't even shower, you know,
Yeah.
which was wild to me. But I mean, that's a job though. You don't get those perks.
No.
But I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But in the picture, Brady was trying to zip up the window on the tent, and Vaughn was getting all like he was getting fucking pissed on from the rain, and they were arguing with each other. And I was just sitting there laughing because it's like, dude, like, how does it, how worse can it get? It's just you sat out there, got sunburnt in the 100-degree weather, and it's like now you got to deal with this. You can't even fucking sleep. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
funny.
When that storm was hitting, where were you in the tent? Like, where were you kind of as the whole event went
Oh
down?
yeah, oh yeah, dude. We walked in. Maybe we had just gotten back from the range area, and there you can see just this dusk. sky, like this orange sky. And then behind it is this dark cloud. And they had said to us that, I mean, there was going to be a rainstorm. There was going to be a monsoon or some shit.
Huh?
And it came in hard. Like none of the tents, none of this shit was prepared for it. Like none at all. Like imagine that, right? None of it was prepared for it. And we walked in, we dropped our shit, I don't know. And we sat there, or it started raining, we went in there and it started just pissing. And that in the picture is when Brady was putting that shit down and Bon is in it. And it just starts pissing and we all go outside and do the shower thing. And then like there's like a foot of water. There's like 2 foot of water around all these fucking tents. Like you're walking around and like nobody knows what to do other than besides just walk around and fucking fool around because you finally have the freedom, there's no chain of command there. What are they doing, And you're just messing around. And finally, I mean, it let up. And then the next day you walk out and there's like all these fucking tents just laying on their side and shit. And there's main packs just everywhere. And there's just like, dude, this is a training thing. And there's no command anywhere. It's just like doing your own thing,
No order or structure to any of it at this point.
No, it's just stupid. It's like brings me into the thought of the dumb shit, the dumb shit of the fucking Marine Corps. You know what I mean? Like, like you're there. We're here to train, but it comes unexpected, and now everybody's like, "Whoa, what the fuck do we do?" But no, it was so fucking hot there, dude. I live in Michigan and it's fucking cold. And then I bitch about the cold. And then I remember like the hot environments that I was in. I'm like, it ain't that bad.
Does like Michigan ever make you think, what, I'd kill to be in the Philippines for like a day right now just to get
No, not a fucking chance. No. Not a chance, man. No. I don't mind the cold. I can deal with it. I fucking hate the heat. I can't stand it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina humidity, being out in Arizona and California and the humidity, I just can't. No, not a chance, man. No, Philippines, dude. Like I watched your guys' podcast with Whitman.
Yeah,
and he mentioned getting off the plane and just how fucking hot it was. It just when I listened to that, I remember getting off the plane and being like, dude, what the fuck, And then we sat in the hangar. Dude, this shit's funny. We sat in the hangar. Just so fucking hot. So we get on this bus. We're like, dude, oh yeah, there's fucking air conditioning on this bitch. And there was no fucking air conditioning at all. And we're like, dude, they got like drapes on the windows and like this fucking purple leather and shit. It's like hot as hell in there and everybody's sweating their ass off, dude. And I'm like, a bus don't even have the fucking AC around here,
It was so funny.
But,
Joey, I don't know if you listened to it yet, but the podcast that I did with Joey, he was talking about.
I have not listened to that one yet. No.
Oh yeah, he was talking about the same thing with the Philippines about getting on the bus, and he said like all like the same things, and he's like, yeah, the driver don't speak English, and he's playing like Despicable Me on like the front.
No, yeah. Like, no, they played the radio, but I think this nice, like this bus had a lot of cool features to it.
Yeah.
I think it might have had TVs and shit in it, but it didn't have AC. That's all
No.
that we wanted was the fucking cool air on us,
Mm-hmm.
which is funny, to to think that all you wanted was cool air. But I don't know, man. I look back on it; they're fun times, but I don't know if I would do. I just could not do it again. I don't want to.
Philippines or just Marine Corps or anything?
The Philippines, no, I would. Well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't go to the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Can't judge that place based off of why we were there for training. You had limitations and stuff like that. Marine Corps, no. I mean, I had to rewind history. I would join again, if like I was 18 and all that shit. But am I glad I'm out? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I am. The dudes were great. Great. They made the Marine Corps. The structure was cool. It's hard to say, you have your own experiences and all that stuff, but great memories with a lot of great dudes. Except the Mew. The Mew sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I was thinking of? I know there's not a picture for it, but I remember I was thinking of this just because of Vaughn like being who he was in the view. But do you remember there was it was like all of it was like so you know how like there was the aisle I was in, like how we were split into two different aisles for 81s on the baton.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on your guys' aisle, it was like all of you guys, and then I think like Hood, like all like the junior guys. You guys were
Yeah,
watching.
you're first hour, right?
Yeah, there was I remember you guys were like watching some like porn on like your side of the aisle, and then for like 3 days, you guys were just like out of the blue, you'd be like, "I go to class, I go to."
Oh, dude.
I just remember Big Vaughn going like, I remember walking past you guys, you're all like huddled by the laptop, just like laughing and shit. And I go to my rack, I dig around, do something for like a couple minutes, and I hear Big Vaughn go, "Look at those honkers, they're as big as Pablo."
I go to class. Oh, dude, I remember that. I remember that dumb shit. Yeah. It's so weird when you think about it, You're just in this confined space with all these dudes and like that is what you do, Like what like why?
It's and that's one thing I've been thinking about because like that Mew made our personality everybody. Our personalities became so quirky and just seeing the height of who Judd Vanderplatz was on that Mew compared to like how your demeanor is right now, it's like they're not this. There's like it's like
Yeah.
subconscious mind and then like your sober mind. It's like you're like two different people.
That environment, thinking about that the other day. Just dumb shit on the ship, ship tax, this, and this. You're on a ship and all that, and there's no land, phone.
Mm-hmm.
Just brings out their soul, and you
Yeah.
really get to know who they are,
Uh-huh.
which honestly was pretty cool when you think back on it. That's how people get in. That situation.
Uh-huh.
But man, we had some dumb shit, and we dumb shit just being on the ship, for no reason at all, because you just got weird, so isolated.
About to say, if it brings out the worst, or not the worst, if it brings out your soul, apparently you don't like me too much. Because I remember you walk into your rack one day and you're like, "My name's Sewell and I'm fucking gay." All that quirky stuff you would say, like you would just kick open the rack curtain and you'd be like, "Hey, if you ain't gay, get the fuck out."
Oh yeah, like that dude. Like I would never. I don't even know why I said that stuff.
Which
I
is
just
so weird. That's how we all know you. Like this side of you is like foreign. At least to me, it's foreign to me. But
Probably is, man. We haven't talked in a couple of years, but
oh yeah,
that's that's the crazy thing is that's not who I am. You know what I mean? That just brought out the weird shit in me. I mean, I'm still fucking weird, dude. Like I'd still say shit like that, but on a daily basis, no. There, it just brings that out of me,
uh-huh.
and it's just funny. I love it. But everybody was weird too, you know. Everybody's weird.
Oh yeah, Big Vaughn,
Like,
you, and me, Collier.
man, I remember you ever had this, but I'd wake up, try to get in a routine, you know,
Yeah,
and wake up for chow, go eat, try to get a shitty ass omelet, you know, and come back. Kason had that hot water you could make coffee in and shit.
yeah.
And I would always ask him to use his coffee, and the great dude that he is, he'd let me use it, which thank God, because that's what got me through it. But I would make coffee out of that, and then I'd sit there, man, in that, you remember that aisleway? You come in through the hatch, take a right, that's where our aisles are right there.
Yeah.
Area. I'd sat in the chair and I would stare at the wall and be like, okay. And I'd look at my watch. It'd be fucking 7 a.m. And I'd be like, dude, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like I'd sit there, like I didn't even know what to think about. That's how fucking crazy I was. I like, dude, what do I even think about right
I mean, for that environment though, I mean, it's not that out of bounds because like at a certain point, like after the height of 2020 kind of dies out, like what do you do?
now? Sat there on that ship for what, 3 months before I even got off because of the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
And we never ported.
Yeah.
We were just on the ship. We kind of sat there for 3 months. Of course, you know how it gets when Marines aren't doing shit, it's wrong, right?
Huh?
All these fuckers up top are like, yeah, man, we gotta have them trained. And then their best idea was fucking, yeah, their packs up and shit, and we'll hike around the ship. That was the dumbest things I think they could have thought of.
I have to, if I could add one thought to that, maybe a possibly dumber one, but us doing gun drills on the ship, trying to get
Oh
the gun.
my god, dude. Oh my god. I forgot about that. I don't even know how I forgot about that. That's one of the second things that was the dumbest thing to me. Yeah, right down in there in the
Well deck.
yeah, well deck. Yeah. Yeah, let's do this shit. And how do you propose that when everybody is like, this is the dumbest shit ever done? Like, why is that even a thought? Because the people that are proposing it, no way that they don't think that this is dumb. The only reason is because there was somebody in charge that said, I want to see somebody doing something.
Yeah.
In case a higher up official comes along and sees us
Hmm.
just laying around in our fucking racks.
Yeah.
That is stupid. It's
And
dumb.
it's dumb for us because like especially for us mortarmen, like there's only so much mortar stuff we could do, like outside of gun drills. Like we can only call for fire so much before that
Dude, you
gets
can't even lay stakes. You can't even lay the fucking stakes, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
run across some like naval boxes, just try to like put it in like the plastic or maybe like lay it somewhere.
I mean, shit, dude. We had to walk through the gym. All these fucking are working out, put our shit away.
it's a good point you brought up. Like the fact that like we had to go through a gym to get to our armory. Like that was the
Like,
best place we could fit it.
if something actually happens, you gotta fucking get off the ship. You gotta run all the way up through the fucking gym. Hope some dickhead there is there to open the door, hand it
Uh,
out one by one, which is wild to me. But it is what it is.
yeah.
You know, you don't have anything like that nowadays. Usually it's planned shit, but kind of
Mhm.
funny.
We did get the port in Dubai though. I will
Oh
say
yeah,
that.
we did. That was
We-
fun.
Yeah, did you? Because I wasn't with you in Dubai, so I can't speak to your experience there. But how was your little excursion there?
It was good. Honestly, it was so hard because I didn't know the culture, you know? I didn't know from who we are, you know? Everybody drinks. When we go out, we port, we want to fucking drink or we want to go somewhere, we want to smoke cigarettes, do all this shit, right?
Yeah.
You get to Dubai and it's not like that, which is the thing that I learned after it all. That's not a regular thing there. I remember walking around with Meyer, who else was it? Vaughn, I think.
Yeah.
And Kmeyer, obviously, you know, we were like, dude, we want to drink, you know, because Barnes didn't drink. Vaughn
Uh,
didn't drink. I mean, Vaughn would drink, but you know, not like that. And
yeah.
Baker wanted to drink. We finally found this fucking bar in this like hotel. Like, we went in this store,
Hmm.
went up the elevator, or the stairs, or some shit, and at the end of the hallway, it's like, yeah, there's this restaurant. And we walked up to it and we're like, we go in there because we thought it was kind of like a private thing
Hmm.
because of how everything was set up. And they're like, yeah, come in, come in. And you walk in, there's like, we're in Dubai, right? And there's Japanese people having this big ass birthday party.
Huh.
It threw me off. I'm like, okay, whatever. And you go outside this patio and it's just this bar. You can't find like you in America here, you walk around the street and you would think in Dubai, coming from an American, that all this money and all this shit, there'd be bars everywhere. But that's not how these people are. That's not the culture, which is cool.
Yeah.
But here in America, you walk around in a busy ass place, a really rich place, there's bars everywhere. So it
Hmm.
was hard to find. You had to go into a store to walk up some stairs to find in this hotel to find this at the end of the hallway, this person that would let you into this restaurant. This is kind of funny, you know. I never forget it though. You got to talk about the women there and the dudes. Everybody dressed great. It
Hmm.
was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool experience. I'll never forget that. It was awesome.
Between that, Oki, uh, yeah, we didn't really have one in the Philippines, and then whatever we did in Yuma. What was probably your favorite libo spot?
I would have to say either Dubai or I like Japan though
Uh
and
huh.
Oki. Um, I'd have to go with Japan. Just overall deployment, like Libo and stuff,
Okay.
because I had we had the amount of time to kind of recognize the culture
Hmm.
and to kind of go to places and experience it. I think that was overall the deployment to Japan was the Libo that we had was probably the best. I don't know. What about you though?
I definitely am a big Dubai fan, although it's probably not a good case to make it for Dubai because like we go to Arizona once, and then as soon as I get out, I like move straight here. So
Yeah,
you
yeah. Yeah. In the States, no. I mean, we had a lot of fun in the States, places
Yeah.
where we trained at, but I'm talking out of country. It was between Dubai and Japan, but Japan was cool because we had, we were there for longer, so
Yeah.
you got to really experience that.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother subject slash segment of our time in Okinawa. I'm sure you got plenty from there.
Oh, dude, I it's kind of wild because I kind of remember going to Japan,
Hmm.
but I'm kind of like the person that it's kind of day by day, and I remember doing all this shit,
Yeah.
but I don't remember exactly everything, which bothers me. I wish I did. I do remember. I do remember the dude falling off what fourth deck.
Yeah.
What was that, dude? I don't fucking know. I remember that. I no, let's not talk about that. That's that dude's own story. But I do remember. I think you might remember First Sergeant Braden. We were out in formation. They were all pissed off because the alcohol. We're not supposed to drink alcohol, or we weren't supposed to be doing or we weren't supposed to be drinking liquor or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Hard.
then you go over to the fucking trash cans, and like there's like bags and shit, beer cans, and there's bottles just laying everywhere of this shit. And he was like nonchalantly giving us a pass. Like, if you're gonna do it, I would just walk down the hill and throw it in the trash can down there. It's like, dude, why the fuck would we do that? Why would we walk past the fucking staff NCO barracks with these bottles in our fucking hand and then go throw them away? You know what I mean? Why the fuck would we do that? That shit was fun though. That shit was fun.
Oh yeah.
Klein breaking the fucking window.
That whole night was just that. Really, that whole weekend, if you want to be honest, is a whole story in and of itself. Like between him doing that, everyone coming out trying to figure out what happens, and then we're all trying to figure out who did it, and then Staff Sergeant Canal brings us all out. It's like nobody fucking admits it.
Dude, and everybody knew at that point, man.
Yes, and then he's
Everybody
bitching,
knew.
and God bless Zorkot, but for whatever reason, he looked at Zorkot, and I guess Zorkot wasn't looking at him the right way. And he's like, "You know what? You get the fuck on duty." And he's like, "What's
Yeah.
going on duty right now?" He's like, "Switch over."
I remember one time at our canal, dude. We were in formation, and because he was a prior drill instructor, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Formation. I'm not trying to point anybody out, but I don't think he would care. But I think Collier had to go down. Or Collier and somebody else had to go down to the office, and like this van waiting for him. I don't want to say Collier because I don't think it. I can't remember.
That's all good. I mean, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. You might remember this. I don't know. Okay. They got in the van. They took too long to get to the van. Staff Sergeant Canal started fucking screaming at him. He's like, get in the van. He yelled at him or some shit. And then he turned around and faced us as a platoon. Laughed and giggled it off like, yeah, it brought me back to my old days or something. I don't know if you can remember that or
not. That sounds pretty familiar, but I can't say I remember that.
It was so funny. They had to go down to the office for something, and there was like this white vans there that were gonna bring him down there or some shit, but they weren't moving fast enough, so they fucking screamed at him or some shit. And dude, it was funny. It was so funny.
That does sound like a Staff Sergeant Canal move to just do that and then go back to normal.
Who I just said, I don't know if the guy that was going in the van, but I think it was. It was funny though. He'd laugh at it too.
Oh yeah, I feel like Collier would if it was him, he'd probably mention it or at least have like a funny spin to it. If it was, you know what, Collier, right now. Send us a message.
No shit. I think it's just funny. Waiting to be on, or not waiting to be on this, but this past week we've been talking
Yeah.
about being on this, and I gotta think. I want to point out the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in the Marine Corps itself.
We would
I
love to
just,
see Judd's ever seen in the Marine Corps.
I just thought in my head for a long time the dumbest thing,
Okay.
and I can't remember if it was after the meal or if it was between Oki and the meal.
Let me see if I can try to help you remember as you go along.
No, I remember it. I just can't tell when it was.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, I mean, when it was,
Anyway,
but
I was corporal by then. I don't know, so it had to have been whatever. Doesn't matter. I remember Brady walk into the room, and he goes, "Hey, Sergeant wants to, or Gunny Bowden maybe they want a working party." And hands down to this day, this is dumb as shit. Working party. I'm like, okay, well, send Lance Corporals. Like what? I don't care. Because it was, by then you were a squad leader and they want to, just give a guy from your gun to go do it. Obviously, a Lance Corporal would go do it, right? Dude, I remember walking outside. After that, they wanted the corporals and the NCOs or all the NCOs to go to the office. And I remember walking to the battalion headquarters, like you walk out the barracks and shit, you walk left on that fucking pathway and
yeah.
go to the battalion headquarters, and you see all these boots and utes, Marines, right? They all got tan belts, maybe green belts. There's one motherfucker mowing the lawn of the battalion headquarters, right? And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, working party. I didn't know what they were gonna go do. I just sent a land. We just sent the dudes down there to do shit.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm thinking like, dude, a motherfucker mowing the lawn and shit. Then you walk down the pathway, battalion headquarters. There's those trees lined up.
Yeah.
Walk down the battalion headquarters, like the pathway towards it. Dude, they got fucking PFCs and Lance Corporals spray painting rocks white.
Why?
Like flipping them over and shit. Spray painting them white because the commanding general is going to be there. How dehumanizing, like how demoralizing is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like that's like your first experience in the fleet. I mean, don't get me wrong, like you're gonna do a bunch of dumb shit like being in the fleet, but like kind of underwhelming, to put it lightly.
Like, dude, fucking, we need you guys to spray paint these fucking rocks because commanding generals in town and they're dirty. Like make them look pretty and shit.
Yeah.
It's like at that point, dude, it's like, why in that? Like, who the fuck would want to be here? My opinion, that is probably the dumbest thing I had ever fucking seen.
That would be on a good top 10 list though. That definitely qualifies.
Oh, dude, good top 10, dude. Fucking number one in my book, man. They like you hate to be that Lance Corporal or PFC on the working party,
Mhm.
but dude, I felt bad for them dudes. Like I never felt bad for anybody.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a first for Judd Vanderplant to feel some empathy for someone, and especially in those conditions.
I never fucking felt bad for lower enlisted or even a higher or whoever it was. I never fucking felt bad for you. I felt bad for them guys fucking doing that. And because it was kind of like chose to be there and do that, I guess.
Uh-huh.
It is what it is. You don't really feel bad for him. But I mean, what if we were in the middle of training or gun drills, or doing something out there. And they're like, no, we need some fucking PFCs and Lance Corporals to come spray paint these fucking rocks. You know what I mean? That'd be the dumbest. That's the dumbest shit.
Mhm.
You're not training your skill, craft. Have you out there doing that dumb shit? You know?
Yeah.
It is, I guess.
Well, I
The
do.
hands down the dumbest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life.
I mean, to go back to that, I do remember there was one time when you might have been here for this. It was when I think we came back from the Mew, but we were doing or no, maybe I don't know if it was before. No, it may have been after the Mew, or no. Yeah. Well, anyways, we were doing like a PT. It was like do you remember when I think it was Schroeder? He had us doing like I think it was like once a week we would do like gun drill PT, or maybe it was Gunny B. Like we would just like sometime every week we would go in the morning we did this for like a short time, but we would go to the armory, pull out all the gun gear, and then we would just lay in and then do like we would like do like pretend fire missions. We would just go around Wallace Creek, just running around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you remember the time we were on the way back to Wallace Creek, or we were on the way back to like our barracks, and there was so you have like our armory, and then adjacent to that there's the some other like Poe barracks or whatever, like headquarters that was near there. Fucking
By the
remember.
are you, by the armory you're talking?
Yeah, so like if you were to go to that big parking garage that we used to all park at,
Wasn't that 3-2 or 1-1 or 1-2 or whatever?
yeah, some I can't remember who it was specifically, but there was like some like big name or like big rank person that was in there, like some CG or whoever. And I forget, I don't know if it wasn't Schroeder, but it was somebody was like, hey, you guys need to like either not like stop doing gun drills, or like I don't know, like they basically wanted us to like stop doing like our whole PT, or like they wanted us to stay quiet or something dumb, like in the middle of us doing our PT with the gun gear. And I don't know, your story kind of reminded me of that.
I mean, there was I feel like there was a lot of that shit though. It kind of constructed, every day. Everybody looked like if there was personnel there, you weren't doing anything.
Yeah, yeah, that was
You were told to just no go in your fucking barracks and training in the hallway with a whiteboard,
yeah.
which is the dumbest fucking thing. I mean, pocket class, I guess, but
Hmm.
go clean the hallways, go clean your rooms. Like it doesn't really bring out the best in the environment, I guess.
But yeah, what were we talking about before it all etched out? Before the North Koreans tried to hack into our meeting and then debunk it a little bit.
Dude, I have no idea. You were saying something, but I couldn't understand what you were saying because it was breaking up.
Oh, I think I had asked, had you kept up or like talked with the guys from Gun 2 at all?
Oh yeah, you probably did ask that. I just couldn't
Yeah, I
recognize
think
it
that
over
was it
the.
before we started to etch out a little bit.
No, I have not, honestly. I talked to Whitman. Shit, maybe 2 months ago, maybe I talked to Whitman.
Okay.
I should say Staff Sergeant Whitman. No.
Oh, oh, no, I did not know that. Did he tell you to get your hands out of your pockets before you were get on the phone, or what?
No, he just knocked on my door and said it was Corporal Waters instead, back in the day. Dude, oh my dude. That was the funniest shit. I can explain that in a minute. But after no, I have not talked to I haven't talked to Baker. I talked to Bruss months ago, probably longer than that, but
Hmm.
other than that, no. No, I haven't talked to really any of those guys.
We should get you on a show with Whitman one time. I think that'd be pretty funny. Or
It
whoever
would
would be
be.
a good compliment fit for you. Maybe Barang, because I feel like you guys probably got a bunch of dumb stories together.
Yeah, we do.
That's another guy we got to
I
get on here. Freaking Reed. Barang
good
and
luck.
Tank.
Good luck. Good luck.
Isn't he about? I think Kaysen was telling me this recently. I think isn't he just a bouncer at a bar and he's like got his beard all grown out and he's still just regular chillax Barang.
Dude, that guy, Barang, looks like he fucking invented fire. He looks like a caveman, dude. I love it though. I
Yeah.
love his. I'm so jealous of his beard and his fucking long ass hair, man. I told him that.
He's
I
got
told him
long
that a
hair.
couple. Huh?
He's got long hair now.
I think he does. Yeah, I mean, well, on the pictures that I've seen of him, like boxing and shit on like Facebook or was it Instagram? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But a couple weeks ago, I told him I was like, dude, or I made fun of his hair, but I loved it because I'd love to have his beard and his hair and shit like that.
Mhm.
But he's always been like that masculine dude that just in the Marine Corps would love to have that shit, but he couldn't. He couldn't expose it, you know? He'd be a tough one to get on here, I think. He'd be really tough.
Yeah. I'm.
He don't really have the interest towards it, but maybe he does. Maybe he does. I don't know.
Is he just not a very like, as far as communication goes, he's just not a very like active person.
No, not really. No, he's not. No, he's not active. He'll respond like he talks to Brady more than anything, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll stumble upon like group chats and stuff. That dude just living his own life. He just he is what he is.
Yeah. I don't even know where I would probably find. Well, I guess I could probably look through you guys or find him on Instagram. He lives a good life. It sounds. I think is he still in Wilmington? Because I remember he just stayed like in North Carolina after everybody got out.
Yeah, I think he's in Wilmington. I think that's where he's a bouncer at the bars down there.
Hmm.
But I think he's going to college too. I'm not really sure. No, I want to circle back to the that Whitman and Waters joke that I made,
Yeah.
and I hope Whitman fucking listens to this shit.
Oh, he should once it comes out. At least I hope he
I hope
does.
he does.
Mm.
I hope he's doing well. So I'm a PFC, right, or a Lance Corporal. And,
Yeah.
you know how the hazing thing goes and all that shit,
Yeah.
dude. Do you remember Waters
Yeah. I remember.
and Whitman come knock on the door? And this is funny as shit. They'd come knock on the door. They would talk to you. You're a boot, right? You're like all nervous and shit behind the door.
Yeah.
But they would like tell you to yell, say their name, but they would hate each other's voices the other side of the door. So you wouldn't know who was talking. You have to like say I Whitman or I Waters, you know what I mean? If one was talking and you said the other one's name, they'd fucking come in and make you get on your face. Like they'd make the fucking do push ups or some shit. Fuck
Uh-huh.
around, and that's probably the funniest moment that wasn't funny at the time because it was more annoying. But Whitman, man, he was funny. He was smart. I liked it.
I noticed you had what was it, Bud Light?
Oh yeah.
I was about to say maybe we should all join in because I feel like if we keep going for another 20 or yeah, if we go a few more beers deep in, you'll get pretty loose and then we'll just start cracking into the treasure trove of stories.
No, no.
We'll get the people will go through the entire cycle of like, oh yeah, I was weird on the Mew, and then they get an hour in and they're like, okay, this is Mew Judd right here.
No, I honestly, man, I wish I was that dude again, but I don't think I ever will be.
I
That
mean,
was some
World War
funny
Three could
shit.
pop off at any time. I mean, we never know, and then
It
we'll be.
could. It could. Yeah, it could. It could. I think that's the craziest thing is I was a different person then, thinking about who I am now and compared to what I had a different personality in the Marine Corps. And I think that, if we hung out in person or if we all hung out in person again, everyone would be like, who's this guy? Because he'd be different.
Yeah, we'd all be
yeah, we all be at least
we would all be totally different, but speaking on, myself or my part, because you keep saying like sound different and all that, and um different attitude, and this isn't the same Judd.
yeah,
It's cool though. It's cool to know that, which brings me on to my next thought is the Marine Corps really does change you in
yeah.
that aspect. It really does kind of make you into a person that you're not. Maybe not everybody, but I think for the majority.
Would you say that it kind of reveals kind of who you are? Because I've always heard
I
back and forth between like what the Marine Corps kind of like makes you into or what it shows about you.
I think it brings out the deeper person, like the deeper it brings out the most in everybody. Like the just down deep, it brings out everything that a regular person wouldn't exploit. It just naturally grabs a part of every single piece of you and brings it out
Hmm.
that normal people wouldn't expose themselves like that, which is cool. I think it brings out a great part, makes the best of you, and it really makes you realize who you can be and how weird you can be. I think that's the coolest part. But then again, you also mature.
Hmm. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we do go in at a pretty young age, so we do have to grow up a little bit on the way there.
You get through that weird shit, but it really does bring out every aspect of a human being.
Hmm.
It really brings out everything from somebody, or at least me on my part, it did, which is cool.
I was about to say, but when you look back on it, is it cool, or are you like, okay, maybe that's a little weird on my end, or like,
No,
did,
no,
did you
no, it's
insert the
cool.
flashbacks and like the montage of like all your weird, quirky moments right there?
I loved it. I think that's cool that I did that shit. Would I
Mhm.
do it now? I mean, I'm not in the environment to do it now. I'm not like if I hung out with everybody with, I probably would let it out. But
Yeah,
now it's everybody's fucking normal. You can't say shit.
yeah,
You can't, dude. There's guys that have seen my dick more times than you probably have
yeah. I'm about to say,
anybody
me
else in
being
this
one of
fucking world.
them.
Like just like fucking around. Not in a weird sense, just that's just how things work.
Well, I mean, you're in a, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like you're in a pretty blue collar kind of like trade job. So, I mean, do you at least get some? I mean, do you at least get some of that benefit of like that, that guy culture, like you're bringing back, or
The
just
oh
like no filter? Or
oh yeah. Yeah, there's no filter sometimes. You're in a professional environment out here. It's you show up to work, do the work, and in that period of time, fuck around, make jokes, do this, do that. But
yeah,
then you go home. You don't live with the dudes, sleep with the dude. You know what I mean? You don't.
it's not 24/7.
Yeah, it's not 24/7 shit. Everybody has their own life. Get to know them during the day, but at night it's see you later. Yeah, blue collar, yeah, because I work on gas pipelines. You get that humor, but you don't get that. People are more sensitive. They're just they weren't in the Marine Corps, so the humor and the mindset behind like why are you bitching about that? You're
Yeah.
like why are you complaining about that?
Hmm.
Because that's just life. They
Yeah.
never had to, dude. Man, I can't tell you. There's dudes that bitch about their fucking boots getting wet at work,
Uh huh.
and it's like, yo, like there goes a spark in my head. Say it.
M6, Oki, Philippines, everything. Just
Everything that you could think of just goes off in my head, and it's like, why the fuck are you bitching about that, dude?
yeah.
You know, like get over it. But the other line is you have to understand that how everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
They can't just deal with it, which is fine. They didn't sign up and put themselves in a place psychologically deal with out of having wet boots, which kudos to them because they didn't have to do with any of the shit that I did, or we did.
Like actually having
That's
to
just
sleep in them.
another thing. It's like, why are you bitching about small shit like that? But that's just another thing that I got to get used to is people bitching about shit.
I would pull out my quote book of all the stuff because I know you filled up like half of that thing from the Mew.
If you ain't gay, get the fuck out.
Yeah. My name's Sewell and I'm fucking gay. That's like the two big ones.
I can't remember, man.
I have them all like written down somewhere. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're probably here in my little tote behind me, but I have to dig around and such. Oh yeah, you doing your
Dude, I still do that shit at work.
You do that at work?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the funniest thing too is I just make random noises at work.
Do
Like
people
with
like if they
like
picked up on it like they did with us or
oh yeah, hey, you want to know the funniest thing? You remember what Baker used to call me?
uh maybe. What do you call you?
Chin?
Oh, chin, yeah.
Chin?
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a big ass chin.
Uh-huh.
I thought that when I got out and I started working this job, I would never have to hear that ever again.
Okay.
These fucking guys at work call me fucking Chin, dude.
Yes. I
Fucking
I can hear Whitman laughing at this right now in his car.
oh yeah, Whitman used to say that shit too.
Yeah, I
One of the
can't
welders, he calls me IJ, Iron Jaw, because I have such a big fucking chin to him. And I'm like, dude. I'm like, what? I thought I got past that point in my life, but I
Yeah.
guess not. It's funny though. It's all humor.
Yeah. It's good. You got to be able to laugh at yourself.
Oh, dude, totally fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. The sensitivity, man. It's crazy out here. It's wild.
I don't know how the Midwest is, but being out in a college town, I definitely understand your plight with that.
Oh, you probably got it more than me.
Bro, you ain't
In a,
kidding.
in a college town, you probably do.
Yeah.
And I'm not being judgmental. I'm just saying that's just how it is.
Yeah.
It's how it works. There's more controversy. There's more talking. There's more politics in a college area, but
Yeah.
in a work environment, the sensitivity. I mean, with all the social media and stuff, and everybody's you can't say this, you can't say that. You have to call somebody this, which I don't care about, dude. I don't even pay attention to any of that.
Oh yeah.
I just wake up every day doing what I want to do, and I go to work, and I don't care about any of that shit. I don't bother myself with that, but
Which
the
honestly,
job,
I feel like 99% of people are anyway. I feel like most people don't want
yeah.
that in their life. They just want to, do stuff
Well, the
on
problem
the weekends, do normal life stuff. Just
the problem is the cell phone. Not really the cell phone, the social media and the apps.
yeah.
Really just what they look at. But going to work and the type of work that we do, that environment or that political side of it controls what we do.
Huh.
You know, in certain towns or certain areas that we work in Michigan, you know, higher class, they have opinion and they don't want us to work there because they don't want their shit being fucked up, you know, from the pipelines. And it's like, but this is the reason why you have heat. This is the reason why you can cook food on your stove. But you don't want us to mess up the yard that next to the road that you really don't even own because there's a parkway, right? You don't own all the way up to the road. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But politics too, it's even how we look, how we talk, everything. You know, even at the job, it's everything is all about how you look and how you talk. And it reminds me so much of the military,
When I
which is
look back,
wild.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying which is wild.
I was gonna say, I know we're always so quick to like bitch and moan at that, like when at least when we were in. But the more I kind of look at things, like when I'm out here, it's like I don't know, presentation isn't exactly a bad thing, or as far as like how people perceive us. Like,
No, not at all. But I didn't think that I mean, presentation of yourself is great. Like you want to look good, you want to do shit. But when you're doing it for a company outside of the Marine Corps and it kind of seems like the same as the Marine Corps, it's kind of weird. You start to see, you know, the Marine Corps is not actually as abnormal as it is in human life because actually everything is kind of the same. Just people just don't listen as good as they do in the Marine Corps. It's the same thing. It's just you can lead the horse to the water. Just can't make them drink the fucking water.
uh
As in the Marine Corps, you can make them drink the fucking water.
huh.
Like there's that difference there, and it's just kind of weird.
You think looking back on it, because like, especially when I see it, like of a lot of college kids, just like how they don't like. I mean, they're still kids essentially. Like, do you think that like when you look back at a lot of the dumb stuff we had to do, like when we were in the Marines, like did it? When you look back on it, do you think you know what it kind of paid off, or like you know what I'm kind of glad that I had some of the stuff, even though it was kind of dumb. I know I'm kind of throwing
Yeah,
a lot of big talk, but I mean, am I making sense here?
yeah, a broad view of it. Yeah. Um. No, I am glad. I like the structure that it brought.
Hmm.
Um. I have this just itch on my shoulder that you got to be on work. You got to be to work on time. It's the on time thing. And I get out here or at a regular job, that shit don't happen. Fuckers don't show up on time. I understand that. That it is what it is. But you sit there and you're like, why the fuck do I got to be on here? Why do I got to be here on time? And then they let the guy that shows up late, they just let it slide. It fucking infuriates. It just blows my mind. But you
Yeah,
can't say anything about it like you would in there. No, I think there's a lot of good things that came from it. Just the kind of the attention to detail, knowing what's right and wrong.
hmm,
You know, even in the Marine Corps, even if it's right, that doesn't mean it's. Even if you think it's right, that doesn't mean it's right. You know, kind
yeah,
of still gives you the a better judgment. The small shit, caring about how you look, that's not really a big thing. I kind of don't really care. I mean, however you want to look, it's however you want to look. That's your own personal opinion. I don't care. But the the paying attention to detail and just kind of what you're doing and showing that you care. and then they're on time. That shit has just stuck with me. I don't know why. It just
Uh-huh.
has. I just think that's just a good personality trait that you should have. I mean, today's world paying you good enough to do what you're doing. And nobody wants to work up and work in their bed, right? It's a hidden gem that people don't even realize that if you wake up and you want to go somewhere to work, the amount of money that you can make is unbelievable. And what I get from from the Marine Corps is just willing to go and do it and show up on time and you're just and look presentable, dude. The amount of money that you can fucking make is unbelievable nowadays.
Like, you make your stock value rise 90% above everyone else.
We had at our shop, I'm not a fucking office worker. I don't know anything about computers. I don't sit at a fucking desk. I don't care. You know,
Yeah.
I don't care about any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
We had there apparently, there was a male and a female got offered the job.
Okay.
The contract was negotiated and said you have to be here the facility Monday to Thursday, but you can work at home on Friday. And these
Okay.
fucking people turned the job down because they couldn't work at home all week.
I don't know why, like,
Which is mind fucking blowing to me, dude. Like, why? Like, you just got offered a job right now in this world, in this economy. Why would you not take that?
and you would think after like COVID too, like I couldn't sit and like I can't sit at my home all day, especially for like that amount of time. Like just not having something to like motivate me to like get me out in the world and do something. I can't sit at home that long. I don't know how a lot of
Dude,
people can.
Saturday and Sunday I can be at home, and hang out and do whatever. But like Monday hits, it's like, dude, that's why I love the job that I do. It's like I'm outside, I'm doing shit, I'm physically active.
Hmm.
Like I can't understand like why you would want to sit at fucking home and work. It
And it's like
Why
ninety
would you
percent of
deny
people
a fucking job for that?
like
You're
there's not
fucking
a lot of
lazy,
jobs
you
where like
know?
it's that exciting to at least that I can think of. It's like there's not a lot that I can think of where it would benefit you to work from home or even foster an environment for that. You know what I mean?
People just like that shit because they can sit on their fucking ass. They can fucking pet their dog all day and do this shit. It's like at some point,
Judd, do you want to crack another 4 Bud Lights and then we continue on this subject?
no, I don't.
I'm almost there. Like I got the bar in the treasure trove. I just need to crank on it a little more. A couple more Bud Lights should do the trick.
No, no. No, it's just like, dude, why would you want to sit there all day? Like, how could you deny a job because of that? Because you don't
Uh-huh.
get to work from home on a fucking Friday.
Yeah.
How are you in that position nowadays to deny a fucking job that pays what, $30 an hour? Get the fuck out of here, man. Anyway,
I love when we ran on stuff like this.
no, it's good. It's good, man.
Because like I
People
know we're
people
supposed to
need
be
to.
a funnier podcast, but it's like it's so funny
Oh, dude.
when, like you do it and like Bowman or like whoever, and it's just like I get the passion out of just like hating on people like that.
Well, I'm not hating on anybody. I guess I should say I just don't really understand them or really agree with them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your choice, at the end of the day. But
Mhm.
I also don't want to turn this into a negative thing because it really shouldn't be.
The water's turning the
That's just,
frogs gay.
huh?
The water's turning the frogs gay.
Yeah, no shit, Alex Jones.
Shout out to Alex Jones
Um,
doing the Lord's
yeah,
work.
Yeah, is he in prison or what?
Alex Jones?
Yeah, didn't he? Wasn't he gonna go to prison or something?
No, that was I know he was on a court case,
Yeah,
but
wasn't he?
that was Trump that was supposed to get arrested, or at least there was a rumor that they were going to try to arrest him.
No, a while back, wasn't Alex Jones gonna go to fucking jail or something over a I'm not even gonna talk about that, but over some sort of comment that he made in his podcast about some sort of school thing that happened.
No, yeah, that was Sandy Hook. Yeah, he got sued by some of the parents over some stuff when the
Yeah,
thing happened.
he
Yeah.
got sued. Yeah,
Low key though, watching it's been funny watching like you like on your phone sideways because your eyes are looking up vertical. So like the way
yeah,
my eyes looking at you, like it looks like an alien. Like I don't know. It just looks weird having to like picture it together.
yeah. I look fucking weird sometimes. This TV in front of me has got this fucking Apple background shit with these mountains and stuff,
Yeah.
and I just keep staring at it, while I'm talking.
Gotta get that feel for nature.
Yeah,
Relaxes you or something.
it does relax me. It's pretty good though. No,
Do you like the Michigan, like the highlights of pure Michigan between the Great Lakes and the where? Well, I don't think y'all really have a lot of places to go skiing, but when it looks good in the snow, like do you enjoy pure Michigan?
yeah, yeah, I do. I honestly like Michigan, man, because I grew up in Holland, right off Lake Michigan. I it's great. I love it there. In the summer, you get about 3 months, warm water there. You go out to the beach. It's fucking 90 degrees out. Skiing, there's a lot of skiing and snowboarding shit around here. They got a lot of that around here. Um, haven't been to it in a while, just because kind of like I was gone, in the Marine Corps, and I kind of got away from it, and now I'm just working all the time. But
Uh,
I like it. I like it up here. The taxes are fucking dog shit. Other than that, I don't mind it. I wouldn't mind being in a. I guess I shouldn't say warmer environment. I'd just like to be somewhere where the weather is
Fluctuates.
warmer and it outweighs the cold.
Okay, yeah.
No, the weather fluctuates here all the time, dude. We had 50-degree weather yesterday, and now today we just had fucking snow and sleet. It's like I'm so sick of the fucking snow, dude. Like I'm sick of it.
I feel you, man. That's why all the people from Illinois and Indiana they all move over here.
Yeah, no shit. I wouldn't mind being in Arizona. That'd be pretty cool, but fuck, man, I don't think I could deal with the heat all the time. Maybe I could now that I'm older.
The summer times are pretty damn brutal, but like it depends on where you go in Arizona because like the south half is like all desert, like what we saw in Yuma. That's all like the south
Yeah,
half, but the north half is actually when you get into like the Rockies and like the west. There's actual like snowstorms and like forest up in North Arizona. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, yeah, but I guess to get to your point, like yeah, it stays pretty warm and good all year round. Like the winters are sort of cold, but it's not like you're getting like
yeah,
snow or anything if you're like in Phoenix or something.
yeah. Like you just be walking around in shorts and shit and fucking sandals and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. But like we get so many people that live here from like Chicago and stuff, and they'll be like, yeah, like we can't deal with the wind because like it'll chap up your face or something like that, or like I'm tired of shoveling snow off my car, and I'm like, oh wow,
yeah. He's yeah. It's kind of funny because I would be like, yeah, yeah, get the fuck over it, like what? That's
yeah,
where you're from. No, I like it up here. It would be cool to go be somewhere else or live somewhere else, but the job that I have, the company that I work for, and the job that I have, it's you can't really with the background that I have, I could leave. Left, I wouldn't have really anything besides that background.
Yeah.
There's not really like
There's not another industry.
going. Yeah, there's another industry, but it's not really the same company. It's not like worldwide company.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
In other states, it's different qualifications and all this bullshit that you got to go through, and
Okay.
it's not worth moving around. But
Now,
I make good money.
yeah. Now, if that wasn't an obstacle and you did have the choice, just like where would you pick? Would you go like back to North Carolina, Arizona? Hell,
Fuck no, I would not go to North Carolina.
I mean, you could go to West North Carolina where it's like country
No,
over there. That's a different part.
no, I don't know, man. Montana, like the northern area, the northern western area of the United States. I'd
Okay.
like to see up there. Other than that, not really, man. I don't know.
Well, the
I mean,
Western
like
is a good pick, though.
I wouldn't go down to Florida though. I know that's where you're from. I love Florida. Don't get me wrong, but I've been there enough times. I don't need to go there anymore.
I don't know if you've seen, but like everybody's moved down there, especially like all of Cat and stuff. There's like a lot of people.
Well, yeah, you got fucking Governor DeSantis down there, or whatever his name is. That's why.
Well, he probably won't be there too long if he decides to run for president. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, he gonna be the next commander in chief, bud.
Oh man, a Florida man is president.
Don't matter what the fuck you are now.
Yeah.
That's the other crazy thing too is on the Marine Corps, it didn't really matter who you were,
Mm-hmm.
Or where you're from or what you did. That was the coolest part about it, I think.
What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, it brought. I mean, man, I grew up in Michigan. The west side of Michigan, just northern dude, right? And I went down to Paris Island for boot camp and all that shit. And Southern accent, I never heard Southern accents, but I never heard like the real one, like Williams accent from Alabama.
Yeah.
So after boot camp, getting the fleet, it's like, dude, Williams would talk. I'd have to say what like fucking 4 times before I even knew what he said, just because I couldn't understand it, right?
Yeah.
So the diversity is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It brought so many people into just one little small area, and you learn so much about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I grew up, I played on an Xbox. I had an Xbox. I bought an Xbox. My graduation party money. Like that's what the fuck I spent it on because I wanted to play an Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Fast forward, Williams, dude that he is, the fucking greatest dude from Alabama, he didn't have that shit growing up. His shit was legitimately hunting and fishing and doing this. Like I did that stuff too, but his was more like down into it, right? Like, way different. And then you meet Noah Brady or Barang or Brust or you like everybody is just so different. And that's the greatest thing about it. The coolest thing about it.
What do you because I know Kasem he talked about the same thing. Maybe Bowman did as well, but like do you know kind of why you like that per se? Or like what makes that unique?
Why do I like the
like why is that like a thing that makes you like, you know what? Yeah, like I love that or I miss that or
I honestly don't know. I think it's because I think it's kind of like a hidden gem for people that because there's a lot of people that don't leave where they're born, right? There's a lot of people that grow up, they have this structure, or they don't have the structure, but they can't leave where they're from because they know it too well, and that's where they can make money and that's where they can live a life at. They don't have the money to travel.
Yeah.
So if you in the Marine Corps, you are guaranteed that experience. If you make it in and join it, and it's like a hidden gem to be able to. If you're that guy that just can't figure it out, sorry, guy or girl or whatever the fuck you want to say, you can't move along in life, and you join the Marine Corps and you meet all these different people, man, and you talk and you get to know them really well, and you start to relate on certain facts, but they tell you about their life story and you learn about how they fucking grew up, like it's cool to compare. I shouldn't say compare. It's cool to learn about and uh, converse about how different your life is. As let's say I'm 25 and you're 25, and we just met each other what fucking 6 months ago, and you're telling me about how you grew up and all this shit. You don't find that in a regular job. I mean, you might, but to really understand somebody and be able to find the hidden gem of the fact that this is actually how he grew up or she grew up or how this works, that's pretty cool. Outside of the state of Michigan for me, like, because I don't know, like you, like, dude, I never would have met you in my life. I would have never met you.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never met any of these guys that I served with until I did that. And they all come from different backgrounds, raised differently, thought processes different, talk different, all this shit. And I couldn't tell you why, but I just think that's the coolest thing that you could experience is just meeting people like that. Meeting different people in different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Come from a different culture.
If I could try to like add to it, I guess it exposes you to something that like you would never have, like you were saying, like you and I would have never met each other had we not gone to the Marine Corps. You wouldn't have never met probably anybody that you served with. But it's like when you go, like when you're all just condensed from, like, you meet people from like New York or like someone like Bahina who's like an immigrant, or you go to like, people from the South and the West. It's like you're getting exposed to so much stuff that you never would have been exposed to.
Yeah, and just from that one person, you're getting exposed to from where they came from,
Mm-hmm.
which is the coolest shit. Because if I would have never joined, I would have never left the state of Michigan. I guarantee you that. I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would have never experienced just the different, just how I would have never understood how other people are.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, other people as in, like, just people from around the world.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never met anybody. I would have never knew how to, greet myself. I would have never knew how to do any of that shit.
Yeah.
I think that's the coolest part too. Is it
Mm-hmm.
is it teaches you, brings you out of your box, and it's good to do that at a young age.
Yeah, a lot of people, they don't have any, like I've seen that a lot, especially being around like colleges. You get people who are like pretty much our age. They're already like a quarter of their way through their life, but they don't have any real world experience, or if they do, it's like minimal at best. Whereas like with us, it's like we're really, I don't want to say thrown into the fire per se, but it's just like from day one, you're just around not in a bad way, but you're just around a lot of unfamiliar stuff that just, it makes you think different, act different. It just, it makes you adapt nonetheless.
It really does. Knowing how other people live too, or how they were brought up, it makes me appreciate what I have too, because I was more fortunate to have some things in my life growing up,
Yeah.
and some other dudes weren't, but we were all in the same boat where we were at.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, literally.
Are you familiar with the ending tradition before we go?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, so before we end off every episode, all right, you being not like you're the star of the show, but you have to do 3 things. So first one, advice to all the boys that are still in. Second one is like any plugs or promotions. So like if you're on social media and you want people to follow you, or if you're doing any projects you want people to see. And then third one is just some wise words of wisdom.
What was the first one?
Advice to the boys that are still in.
I don't know, man. I don't know anybody still in besides Whitman and Baker. I guess I should say advice to anybody that's still in that I don't know. It's okay on the other side. Like, no shit, man. But words of wisdom, I guess this is a famous quote somewheres, but don't be afraid to do what the fuck you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people, like, you get into that environment where people like judge you and shit, and you don't want to make decisions or do whatever, but you just got to do it.
I like it.
But
And then, do you got any, like, you on social media? You want people to follow you? Where can they see you? Or you doing anything you want to promote?
no, dude, no.
Stay away from me.
I don't need to do any of that shit.
All right. Well, Judd, I'm happy to have you on. I mean, this is pretty great. I haven't talked to you in forever. It's amazing to catch up. And
man, I really appreciate it. It was fun.
It was. And for everyone watching, catch us on YouTube, Facebook. We're now on there. Obviously, we're on Spotify, Amazon Music. Be sure to give any like or subscriptions, anything if you like the show. We're out of here. CSMO.